Hello everybody and welcome to DraftKings UK. My name is Tyron Atkins. Joining me as ever is Andy Davis, Edo Del Monte and of course Jamie Hinks. The game we're looking at now is the big North East derby that doesn't include the recently relegated Newcastle. That's right, it's the sexy tie of Sunderland versus Middlesbrough. Yeah, we're excited. We're excited about it. I'm going to start with Andy. Andy, how do you see this game going?
The question is, will I even see this game? But no, I'll have a look. I thought I've tipped Middlesbrough to be a kind of a surprise of the season, to do quite well, and I felt they equipped themselves pretty well on the first day of the season. Alvaro Negredo scored, got me 16.5 points. Thank you, Alvaro. I'll be picking you again this week, given the chance. I've got this one down as a Middlesbrough win.
Right, have you got
2-0?
2-0. Right.
I don't rate Sunderland at all. I thought, yeah, they looked. They didn't lose heavily against Manchester City, but it didn't particularly impress me. I think you mentioned it, that Sunderland's squad on paper looks terrifying, and just because they've added Paddy McNair et al, it still looks terrifying. I've got this one down as a comfortable win for Middlesbrough. Negredo to get both goals. He's my new hero. I love it.
Okay, well, let's not forget the Donald Love as well, who's recently rocked up on Sunderland shores. But it's Sunderland's first home game in the season. David Moyes is there. They didn't do too badly at the Etihad. Let's consider that. Edo, how do you see this game going?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Sunderland can do once it's up to them to attack, which is the doubt, because they did actually counter quite well against City a few times. You know, you watch the highlights and you go, City had a few hairy moments there. And it was nice to actually see Rodwell come up with a really nice pass for Sunderland's goal. Yeah, Jermaine Defoe, apparently I saw on Twitter recently, he scored, I think, against the most different teams in the Premier League. And I think he matched a legend. I can't remember who it was Henry or someone like that. So I imagine Jermaine Defoe has already scored against Borough. But thing is, Borough do convince me, because the defence, Friend was playing really well. Ben Gibson, who is Steve Gibson's nephew, but is actually quite good, and he's another potential Sam Allardyce for England boy. I don't know, no, but I just thought Borough looked very solid. I do see them scoring. Gaston Ramirez seems to have really turned over a new leaf, actually. He really seems to have played well in the Championship last year and started off really well. Negredo could actually have, even if he had, say, 70% of that first half of the season he had with Man City, I see Borough edging this 1-0. I think it's going to happen.
Okay, that's interesting. Jamie, I'm going to ask you how you see this game going. I'm sure you're very excited about this big Sunday clash.
It's a big one.
But also, fill us in with some players that we could be looking for.
Well, I think this is going to end 0-0. I'm not confident about this game being.
It is a derby, though.
It is a derby, but it's kind of almost like a fake derby, because it's like Newcastle and Sunderland, isn't it? And
It's like West Brom Villa, isn't it?
yeah,
Really
Borough kind of, are they Darlington or I don't know. Maybe Stockton-on-Tees FC. I don't know, but. Yeah, I mean, the last time they played each other, Michael Chopra scored twice, so anything can happen in this game.
Whatever happened to Michael Chopra?
I don't know. Call us in.
Yeah, please email us, tweet us, tell us whatever happened to Michael
insurance,
Chopra.
I'll have you on, Michael, right? I think the players to watch in this game are the three wingers / attacking midfielders who play behind Negredo, which is Downing, Adoma and Ramirez. Because they all scored very well last week. We had a lot of crosses, which obviously gets you 0.75 points on DraftKings. So they are valuable as long as you get enough of them. If you get sort of 10, it's a good total to get. And yeah, as Edo says, Ramirez, he's not the player that we saw at Southampton or I think at Hull, wasn't he, there for half the season. He's not that player. He's a very good player. As for Sunderland, if Januzaj starts, I'd say target Januzaj, because I don't think his price is that high, takes set pieces, and he's one of those players that can just come out with a moment of magic and not do anything.
And of course, he is a player that that Moyes did fancy.
Yeah, and he played well under Moyes. I think he scored a really good goal against Sunderland, in fact. So I think, yeah, just target the wingers. Van Aanholt and I can't remember who else Sunderland had at fullback, but they did not do well last week on DraftKings. So I'd be looking at the wingers, probably just the wingers this week. Maybe a goalkeeper, but I don't see these two having many shots. So.
Yeah, no, I would say it'd be foolish to really overlook Jermaine Defoe, certainly against a weaker opponent, shall I say, than Middlesbrough. Well, I've got this down as a 1-1 wonder derby. Will I be watching it? Unlikely. But just being honest. Just being honest, there's better matches to watch. But you know what? You all should. The English Premier League, as we all know, is the greatest league in the world. Who will you pick? Download the app if you haven't already. Select your 8-man roster. Play DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.